Dobry den,
Здравейте!
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Well, what a week we've had. We've had lovely weather this week.
Yeah, it's been gorgeous all week.
A little bit of rain at times, but
Yeah,
mainly overnight.
Only little showers.
Yeah, nothing too serious. Lovely warm temperatures.
And
it's been glorious out there.
Yeah, it's been great for working outside during the day. So we've been doing quite a bit of tidying up in the garden.
We have, but as we learnt from Game of Thrones, winter is coming. Next week we're due a tremendous drop in temperature.
Yes, I think we go on Tuesday.
Well, we have a high on Saturday of 14 degrees and a high on Tuesday of -6. So that's a drop of 20 degrees in 4 days.
Yeah.
So wrap up warm if you're over here. Well, wherever you are, wrap up warm. But
And we've got a bit of snow forecast.
Yeah.
A full day of snowing. So it'll be interesting to see where we are this time next week.
Yeah. If you were one of those people who experienced the power outages that we had a few weeks back, make sure you're prepared. Get your torches charged, get your candles out, be ready, just in case.
Yes, we're a bit more prepared this time, I think.
Yeah, well, we hope we are. We'll tell you next week.
We will. The only thing we struggled with was light.
It was, yeah.
Having no power for 3 or 4 days, we struggled in the evenings not having enough light.
Experienced campers, you see, we're used to roughing it.
Yeah. But we couldn't use candles, which was all we seemed to have.
Yeah.
Because of all the cats.
Yeah. So we're making plans to source some of the former lighting, but we'll let you know once we have.
Yeah.
What else has happened this week?
We went to Palamata.
We did.
Caught up with some friends there. It was nice.
It was. The weather was glorious. It was a bit quieter, but then between Christmas and New Year, I guess you'd expect
we weren't
that.
expecting it to be hugely busy, but it was a nice trip out.
Yeah, and we had a lovely time, like we say, chatting to people and just catching up. Then, of course, Tuesday.
Oh yes, X went home.
He did. We went and got Ivan and Teresa from the airport and brought them back.
Let's get another cat.
Oh, we're being invaded today. But that's okay. Yes, we got them from the airport. And, of course, they took Dexter home, which is why we have so many cats in here.
Yes, the cats are quite relishing the dog-free zone.
Yes, they're reclaiming their territory.
And they do make very good lap warmers.
Oh, they do. So forget hot water bottles, get a cat.
Oh, yeah, get a cat.
Well, we did previously mention that we've been working outside this week again. This is what we've done. Continuing on from last week, we've carried on working outside while we have the weather. We have had a bit of rain, but on the nice days we've been out, and you can see we've cleaned up this area. Most of the work here was actually done by Lynn. I make the mess, she tidies it up. And we've been cutting and sorting the sticks into different sizes, different widths for different uses. Some will be used to build up the fence, some will be used for mulching, some might be used for kindling, we don't know yet, but as we organise them, they'll be put into piles and we can sort them with the rest of our wood. One of the big jobs that we've done is remove most of that tree there that was on the borderline. Now, as we took it down, we found most of it was actually dead, so it was a case of if we hadn't have taken it down, it would probably have fallen. We managed to get it all down without damaging any of our neighbours' property or trees, which is a tick in the plus box, and it's beginning to open up the skyline along the border of our land. Now, we've left it a certain height so that as it kind of grows back, if it grows back, that vegetation will give us a kind of a hedge type finish and help kind of just screen us off a little bit, but the vegetation will be at the height we want it rather than 50 feet up in the air. This is the next tree along here which needs to be brought down. There's a lot of hanging dead branches in there. It's also dying. I don't think these trees have a particularly long lifespan and they're coming to the end of it. So this one will also be taken down, which will also open up a bit of our view. But that's a job for another day. Today we're just going to do some tidying up and clean up at the back of the house. Another part of the maintenance we need to do around the grounds is this border here. Now, we've kept it away from the house. You can see it's well away. After we had the snake in a couple of years ago, we've definitely made a conscious effort to keep it away from the house, but it now needs the height bringing down and thinning out a bit. We want a kind of a hedge effect here, and we'll let it all grow up and see what happens to give us a border, but we don't want it too high and up above the height of the house. This is the view from the field next to the house, and you can see where the tree of heaven has grown to approximately twice the height of the house there. Now that's only happened in about a year and a half, so it's very fast growing, which is why we need to keep on top of it. So part of my job today is to go along the back there, cut it all to a, well, hopefully a standard height, then it'll be ready for us to start making our hedges. Well, after a couple of hours, we're at a stage now where we've got a kind of a hedge line. It needs a bit of tidying up, but that's the first rough cut. We'll come back in with some pruners and some trimmers and make it a bit tidier, but for now, that's going to do us. Sorry about the tractor noise, they're ploughing the field over the road from us, so not a lot I can do about that, but yes, that's one job done. We've still got to clear quite a large pile of sticks now from this field. That can wait for another day, but yeah, I think a job well done.
Yeah, so we're slowly working our way around the property, getting bits sorted. The wood pile in the barn for next year's processing is growing.
It's growing, yes.
And we've hardly touched this year's. We've done really well with wood this year, but I suspect next week we might
put a dent
take
in
a
it.
hammering.
Yeah, but that's what it's there for.
That is what it's there for.
Yes, this is the time of year for tree felling and tidying up with no leaves on the trees and the sap having dropped in the trees or whatever it does. So we're making the most of it. When we have the weather, we're going to do the work.
Yes, it'll be too cold next week for concreting, which is our next indoor job, is concreting the corridor floor.
I think we might change the order a bit. I might do a bit of channeling out in, channeling out, however you look at it. Get the cables buried in the walls of the roofs we're going to do.
And there may be a bit more roof work.
Yes, just to get us a bit more watertight if we can. But that might actually happen from inside.
Yes.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
But yes, that's I think about as much as we've got for you this week.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
No.
I'd say it's always quiet this time of year because there's not much you can do really.
We have had requests for recipes. We will be looking at that in the coming week, and well, as they say, watch this space.
Yeah, we tend to do a lot more cooking this time of year because we have the Pechka on.
The Pechka's on and we can't be doing anything else really, so It's a good time to put on a bit of weight. So, that's probably it for us this week. I think it's just time for us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Doskoro.
Doskoro.